Hello, my name is Thomas Skladis. I'll be taking you through a lesson that my colleagues and I created for a Year 4 science class. I'll take you through the first half of the lesson, and my colleague Matthew Armstrong will take you through the second half of the lesson. The objectives will be for the students to know the difference between a living and non-living thing based on their observable features. They will also need to know how to use QR codes and how to create their own storyboard on a website called Storyboard That. Now they have a lot of prior knowledge on the substance, the content, the difference between non-living and living things based on their observable features. They need to use that now with these ICT tools to do a nice project, to create something, and then that will be used by the teacher as a form of assessment after the lesson. Okay, class, I'm going to write some things on the whiteboard and I'm going to then ask what you think the difference between the two is. So let's try dog, because I love dogs. Bottle, like a water bottle. Chair. Cow. Bat. Human. Maybe one more over here. Could probably go couch. Okay, could someone please tell me what these are? What's the difference between these two based on what you learned in the last lesson? Yes. Correct. These things on this side are non-living. The things on this side are living. Now, can you tell me how you know that? They're living because they have a heart. Yes. Because they can breathe. Yes. So like the checklist in the last lesson, they need water, they need food, they need oxygen. I mean, a water bottle might have water in it, but it doesn't need it to survive. The water bottle will be fine. So, living, non-living. Now I'm going to ask everyone quietly when I say your name to return to your seats, please. We are then going to start our activity. Now, I will need you all to listen closely as I will explain what we will be doing today. Today we'll be using the iPads to scan some QR codes which are located around the classroom. Now when you scan each of these codes, they will give you either a habitat or an animal. Now I need you all to scan one animal and one habitat. If you scan multiple, just choose your favorite one, just one habitat, one animal. You will return to your desks. I will then explain what you'll be doing next with those animals and habitats. Okay, so after the explicit teaching, the students will be back at their desks. They'll be sitting behind their desk. The student leaders could hand out the iPads to each of the students, and then the teacher will select students however they like, but just not everyone at the same time, to get up and go scan some QR codes, which will be scattered around the room. The teacher will do this before the lesson. So for example, this is a QR code. You could print them, laminate them however you like. So you wouldn't put phones around the room. You would probably print them, laminate them, stick them around the room, get your QR codes everywhere. It's almost like a treasure hunt. The teacher will remind the students again how the activity will run, and then a few students at a time, they will go up around the room and scan a couple of QR codes until they have one animal and one habitat. The teacher will give them a very brief time limit to do this because they need to get into the activity, and every student needs to get up and scan their QR codes so they can begin their activity. So it'll run basically like this. QR code on the wall. Students will use their iPads. This is an iPad. They will walk up to the QR code. They will hover over it, and they will find a link. They will then click the link, and the link will take them to Britannica Kids page. Now, you have a better view on a bigger laptop or an iPad. You can't see the full page, but there's pictures, there's lots of information. This one's on the desert. So this would be their habitat. They have all the information on the desert. They will use this for their next part of the activity, which will be them creating their storyboards with the animal and the habitat they get. Now they can be creative, they can have fun with it, but the guidelines will be basically have a fact about the living thing, about the animal, and have some kind of connection of why it belongs or doesn't belong in the habitat that has been chosen for it. And then if they would like to, they can throw in an extra slide of the animal finding its true habitat. So a lobster going from the desert to the ocean and its journey. A brief storyboard, they will have time to do it. It'll be a fun creative project, and this is what my colleague Matthew Armstrong will be taking you through. He'll be exhibiting how he would be delivering this to his students in the best way he can from his home on his laptop. Thank you very much.